Hey boys, welcome back, and this will be, I think, our second last team on the list. Valentine Holmes is the man in focus today, looking very good. Just the up close images like that look outstanding. Let's just get into it here. So it's the Sydney Roosters, and then we have the West Tigers after that. So the Roosters are 84 overall as well, so they're tied for the best team in the comp. At fullback we have Michael Gordon, 85 rated. You know, it's probably fairly fair because, I mean, he's got the goal kicking attributes as well with the speed, and you know, I think that's pretty solid. Daniel Tupou there, 82 overall. Again, stats are pretty good. Stats are pretty good. Latrell Mitchell, the young Greg Inglis. Is that face scanned? That doesn't look face scanned to me, but it seems like a pretty good likeness. Like, it's okay if it's made with the fan hub, but doesn't look face scanned in my opinion. But Latrell Mitchell, he's sort of, man, like, he just looks like he can be an absolute superstar, but then the next game he does nothing. It's very strange. Then we have Joseph Manu, who's been pretty good. You know, really good footwork. Probably his agility could be a little higher, but yeah, probably 77 overall is probably pretty fair. Blake Ferguson, he's got a smile on his face. It is funny when some of the guys, obviously during the face scans, sort of like smiled or whatever. Ferguson's got this fucking goofy grin on his face. But then we have Luke Keary, 87 overall. That's probably a little high in my opinion. You know, Luke Keary has been very good this year, but you know, that's higher than most of the halves, I think. Like, most of them. Mitchell Pearson, 88. Again, I mean, he's the I was gonna say Queensland, he's the fucking New South Wales half, so you know, it's probably pretty fair, I guess. Then we have Jared Rawia-Hargreaves, and 86. You know, he's a good front rower, maybe a touch high compared to the other front rowers in the game, but it's probably pretty fair. Jake Friend now, very good dummy half. I'm gonna be curious to see who replaces Cameron Smith when he retires. Like, Jake Friend, you know, they sort of flip-flop between, you know, there's Jake Friend, obviously McCulloch, then you also have Jake Granville coming through, so there's obviously good choices there. I'll be surprised to who they go with. Then we have Dylan Napa, who's 86 as well. Probably pretty fair. Both the front rowers 86. Dylan Napa is an absolute machine. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Then we have Boyd Cordner, 86 as well. The Roosters are going to be a very good team in the game, without doubt. And I mean, they do have a strong side. Like, they got a very good forward pack, good halves, and pretty solid back line. Mitchell Orbison, 83 overall. You know, just a solid player. Just a good, versatile guy you want on your team. Aiden Guerra, you know, not in the best form this year, but I feel like he was a little harsh to be dropped from the Queensland side. But you know, it is what it is. Isaac Liu, 81. Again, you know, it's a good player. Kane Evans, 83. Probably, I don't know. I think that's maybe a bit high for Kane Evans. I'm not a huge fan of Kane Evans. He can do some okay stuff when he comes on. He's pretty aggressive, but I never really see him. You know, I don't think he's that good, honestly. Ryan Madison, he is definitely a good young player. You know, he's solid as hell. Like, he's a big young dude, but yeah, he's a good player. Connor Watson, 84 overall. That's surprising that he's so high, 84. For 21 years old. You know, he's quick. You know, ball playing. 5'8", can play a bit of dummy half. Probably play fullback as well. He's fairly versatile. What was the rumors? Who did he sign for, or the rumors that he signed for? I was reading this the other day. I can't think of who it was. The Tigers? Is it the Tigers? Yeah, I think it's the Tigers where he's... I don't know if he officially signed, but the rumours were, and they were carrying on about Lola here not getting to play 5'8", but we'll see. Takiaho, unfortunately, Takiaho has not been face scanned in. He mustn't have been there on the day, which is unfortunate, but he's a very good player, Takiaho. Really, really good, obviously, coming back from that injury that kept him out for a good chunk of the season. But yeah, he's really good back rower. Chris Smith, Zane Tedavano, 84 overall. That's really high. But he's a good, I mean, I gotta say, he's been pretty good. Like, he's a strong ball carrier. He's a good hitter. I do like watching him play, even though, you know, he's a dickhead off the field. He's a pretty good player. And just going through the rest of them here, but that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much all they've really used. So let's look at the jerseys, then move over to the Super League. The Anzac jersey is like literally the same as their normal one, isn't it? What is the difference? There's a little difference. The Indigenous one is very cool once again, and the Nines. I like the Nines jerseys. It's nice and different. But let's move on here to the Super League and the Vikings. So looking at there, I think they're the worst. They're the worst overall team in the Super League. The highest was Castleford Tigers and Hull FC. So the Vikings not going to have a very good lineup, I think. Reece Hanbury at the back there, pretty good. Corey Thompson, 76, former Bulldog. Corey Thompson. Did he is Corey Thompson the guy that's signing with Newcastle as well? I know Mahe Fanua. I think it was Corey Thompson, the little nuggety winger. Used to play for the Dogs. I think he was signing for the Knights as well next year, who I think is a pretty good pickup, honestly. Looks like their backline is rated pretty well compared to others. Chris Bridge here, 73. Rinseman, 72. Gilmore, 60. Lloyd White there, 73. Chris Houston. Is that... Hold on, what is going on here? Chris Houston? I'm assuming this is former Newcastle Chris Houston. Is he actually playing halfback in the Super League? I guess someone has to inform me on that, because that seems very surprising. Unless this is a different Chris Houston, it might be, but 32 years old? I don't know. That seems about right. I sort of felt like Chris Houston, the former Newcastle player, would be a little older, but I could be, I don't know. Matt Whitley there. Hep Cahill. Who did he play for? Cahill. I think it was for the Bulldogs, but he didn't really get a look in. I think he was the cousin of Tim Cahill from memory, and he was talked up a little bit because of that, but didn't really get a chance. Dudson there. Stefan Marsh. Greg Burke. Luluai. Then we have Chapelo, and there's another one there. Jay and Ted. Tom Olberson, Tom Armstrong, Patrick Arvan. How old? He's only 29. 29. Patrick Arvan, former Warrior. That seems crazy. Again, this might be a different Patrick Arvan, but 29 years old. If that's the same guy, like he was in the Warriors team like years and years and years ago, like ages ago. And the rest of the guys, see if I know any others. Not really. Joe Malor. He's probably, I'm assuming he's probably the regular halfback. I do know the name. So that's a little strange. I don't know why Chris Houston was the halves there, but that is the team here. We'll look at the jerseys, the home there, and the away. The away jersey's pretty sweet. Got a bit of a gut on him, this guy. Bit tubby there. But there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.